Welcome to Coco's Corner. I'm the huge one, Dave Coco from Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com, or Kocosports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where it's okay to be a passionate fan, where the world comes to kick ass, and you're home for combat sports. Jerry and the crew over there are busting their ass, trying to make it your #1 stop for wrestling reviews such as this and combat sports news. So get it over there now. This is our Impact Wrestling review. And this one's going to be interesting. I honestly want to ask you guys, did you think it was a win, loss, or tie? I think that Super TNA fans are going to say it was a win. I think WWE fans are going to say it's a loss. And everywhere in between is going to be like, it's going to be a mixed bag. I'm going to give it a slight, I'm going to give it a win. I'm going to give it a win, maybe a slight win. I'm leaning towards tie. It's not as good as last week's, but it's still pretty damn good, and it got the job done. And the reason I enjoyed it so much is because I'm a super fan. You have to put a little asterisk there. I'm a super fan of Great Muta. And the Great Muta was there, and there was a storyline. So I enjoyed it a lot. So down in the comments below, please tell me if you thought Impact was a win, loss, or tie. All right, they're back in New York City. Everyone's going crazy. They start off without a promo. That's a benefit. That's a plus. And they start off with a hardcore match. Now, granted, it wasn't the greatest of hardcore matches, but it's still a hardcore match, and it sets them apart, especially in New York City. And it was a Falls Count Anywhere, Bobby Roode versus MVP. I liked everything about this match. It's just, I don't know if MVP has it anymore. I don't know, like in New Japan, he kind of hit in the back. In TNA, he kind of hit in the back. I wonder if he's missing a step or two. I still root for the guy because, you know, I saw him down in Florida Independence, but I think he's missing a step or two. And, you know, for those that want hardcore wrestling, they gave it to you. It was very WWE-ish hardcore wrestling. It just got the job done. I'm sure they're trying to hide MVP's injury or lack of skills. Bobby Roode did win. Eric Young got a huge pop. And I found it to be interesting. I enjoyed it. And the best part about this match was, A, it was something different from WWE. It starts off with a great match. It's in New York City where the fans are kind of into everything. They weren't as into this show as they were the last show, but even the mighty New York City falls for that. You got to remember, they record all these shows so close together that, you know, eventually you start wearing out and the excitement of all this dwindles down. But they still were pretty hot. And overall, Bobby Roode won, so but it was a good way to start off the match, and I enjoyed it. All right, great way. All right, then after that, they have Matt Hardy come back, and they have Jeff Hardy cut a promo. I am a Hardy hater, but at the same time, you know, I'm excited to see this match next week. I hope it's next week. Who knows? I wish TNA could afford. This is what I wish. I wish TNA could afford going live every week in New York City and do their pay-per-views overseas. I wish they could just afford that. Maybe if they stopped paying so many WWE guys such a large salary, but even if they lost a lot of their talent, like if you're managing the budget and you cut off 10% of the top moneymakers right there, you just cut them off, you get rid of them. I think just even if you cut the roster of all big-time WWE stars, you cut it. And then you just keep the cheap roster, who you have, new talent, stay in New York City, and do your pay-per-views overseas. I just think you'd be at a million times better company. And get out of the house show wrestling business. I know, you know, a big defense of the house show wrestling is they're like, well, it's prepaid and all that. That's great, but it's still embarrassing. It's like, you know, I said this and I'll say it again. It's like me fucking a jar of mayonnaise. You walking in and be like, oh, don't worry, I'm getting paid for this. Yeah, I'm getting paid, but it's still fucking embarrassing. So that's what I hope for TNA. As a Hardy hater, I didn't mind it too much. I look forward to the match. It sucks because you try your hardest to stay away from spoilers, and man, the spoilers sneak up on you. And the thing that sucks even more is, like, you go to Impact's Facebook page, and you're like, wow, there won't be spoilers here. But Impact asks questions as if their show is live. So they'll ask a question like, who do you think's what's gonna happen with the Great Muta? And then, you know, people are like, yo, fucking, here's a spoiler. I don't know. If I was TNA and I ran the Facebook page, I wouldn't be running questions if you want to do questions, make sure it's only for the live shows. Don't be like, guess what's going to happen tonight, because fans are going to go there and they're going to see spoilers. So, I don't know. I hope TNA does get to run more shows in New York City. I hope Spike signs the deal. There are internet reports that Spike TV hates Vince Russo as much as we do, so I found that to be kind of interesting. Who knows if it's true or not. But Matt Hardy, surprisingly, getting a good crowd reaction. I was kind of shocked by that. But I'm happy to see the Hardys together again, even though I'm a hater. If you're going to hate them, they might as well be together and be a tag team. And then them versus the American Wolves are going to be very interesting. And everyone complains about TNA's tag team division. But the one thing that TNA does have going for them, they have access to a lot of old tag teams. The Hardys, the Dudleys, and fucking anybody else they could probably get. They could probably get tons of old tag teams, so they can make it where they're rebuilding the young tag team division. You can have kind of dream matches. I'm pretty sure there's people that would love to see the American Wolves versus the Hardys. I'm pretty sure they'd love to see the American Wolves versus that. And it's the same way you book the Motor City Machine Guns. I'm still so upset with TNA that they got rid of the Motor City Machine Guns. I know injuries plagued their career in TNA, but still. All right, so there you have it. Matt Hardy comes back. I was surprised by the reaction he got, but at the same time, even as a hater, I'm like, good for them. And then one guy I absolutely love, and I was kind of worried about this. Low Key makes his return. I thought the reaction for Low Key was going to be a lot better. I'm going to be completely honest. I was like, wow, Matt Hardy got a huge reaction in New York, but not Low Key? Wow, I'm old. Times have changed. Whoa. But Low Key took DJ Z on. I'm surprised Low Key's wrestling, because last I heard of Low Key, he was just bitching how he's injured and can probably never wrestle again, and All Japan fucked him out of insurance. And then he's like, here I am to save the day. I thought the match, I don't know, I thought the match was good. I enjoyed it, but I don't know, maybe I just have so much high respect for Low Key, and I think so highly of this style of wrestling. I was kind of shocked it wasn't better. And I don't know, that might just be my own overhype. Have you ever done that before? Am I the only victim of that? You're like, Low-key, DJZ, this is going to be fucking amazing, and it doesn't live up to the hype in your own head. That's what it was. So I don't know how Low-key's health is, but I enjoyed the match. I was really happy that Low-key is back, and hopefully they can start building up the X Division. I'm really interested in what they do next week. Mr. Anderson, Gunner, and the fucking psychopath from Florida. Fuck that. I'm not even going to talk about it. It's just embarrassing. You know what? I remember one time I was covering FCW for local sports, and I was friends with FCW, who eventually turned to NXT. And the promoter at FCW said, Dave, please don't say anything bad about our shows. And I said, you know what? I'll do you a favor and just not talk about them. This segment, I feel like that's coming back. I'll do you a favor and not even talk about it. I'll wait till your match to shit on it. All right, bam. Next, it is the match, so there you go. You got Magnus and Bram versus Mr. Anderson and Gunner. At one time, I thought Mr. Anderson could have been the biggest star ever. As high as I am on Dolph Ziggler right now, I was once that high on Mr. Anderson. And you know what? I was wrong. I don't know what happened. He lost his smile. Gunner, I root for him. We both have the same job. 0331, Machine Gunner, Semper Fi for life. And Magnus, I think he's one of the most improved wrestlers of all time. And TNA, from where he started to where he is now, I think he's the most improved. I think he's fucking retarded and shouldn't give interviews, but that's for another thing. And Bram, I don't know much about. But the whole thing about this match and this feud is that I respect most of the people in this. But this storyline, this match, the New York City crowd, it kind of is with me. I'm just not feeling it. I'm not hating on it, so to speak. I'm like, yeah, Magnus. All right, Mr. Anderson, get your life back together. Gunner, Semper Fi, 0331, pow. But, dude, I'm just not feeling it. It feels like a fucking wet fart. And Samuel Shaw is a Florida indie guy, and I'm rooting for him. And I don't know, this whole segment, the live audience didn't seem to give a shit. I didn't seem to give a shit. I'm rooting for these guys, but I'm just not feeling it. In the comments below, are you interested in any of these storylines? And then Abyss comes out, and it's official. Abyss at one time was the best big man in the business. There was a small window. It's probably before a lot of TNA fans started watching. It's before, I believe, maybe before Spike TV. I'm not sure. But there was one time where Abyss, legit, was the best big man in the business. Now he is just Kane. And no, that is not a compliment. That is not a compliment. So it leads to a brawl. Magnus and Bram win. It leads to a brawl. They're about to hit someone with a pipe or ring corner, a weapon. I don't fucking know the word for it. And Samuel Shaw comes in to protect Gunner, and he just gets beat down. And then he's about to beat Gunner again, and Abyss comes in and clears the ring. And I don't know. It's just this is the part of the show I just did not enjoy, and I don't know if I'm alone on this. I'd like to see if have feedback, have a conversation. Do you buy into this Magnus Bram storyline? Because I think Bram ruined Magnus. I think Mr. Anderson isn't who he once was, and I think Gunner has stepped down from his feud. Samuel Shaw, I'm rooting for him because he's a Florida indie guy, and I used to promote wrestling in Florida. I'm just not feeling it, and Abyss is nowhere near the man he used to be. Now, am I the only one that feels that way? I mean, there might be TNA fans that are like, no, this is fucking great. I'm so into it. I don't know. More than half of these athletes involved here, at one time or right now, I'm rooting for. And I'm just not giving a shit about this storyline. I don't know if it's just me, though. All right, let's see what else happened. Oh, fucking option C. Now there's a fucking option D. This was dragged out. It was dragged out way too long. Basically, Austin Aries is like, I'm ditching the X Division title so that it makes the X Division title seem more, and I'm going to go against Bobby Lashley. I'm kind of looking forward to the match. I just think if you really, especially Austin Aries, if you really wanted to help the X Division, you should have did something where I'm going to make this title mean more, I'm going to do this. Option C, Option D. Option D basically makes the X Division Money in the Bank. And it's like, if you have the X Division title, you can cash it in at any time. Fuck you. Fuck you. The X Division used to be fucking great. Option C is fucking garbage. Alright, was it good for 1 year? I enjoyed it. I was like, oh, Option C, so exciting. After that, it fucking sucked. We should have just got rid of Option C. No Option D, no Option E, no Option Panaki. Just fucking make the X Division amazing again. Hopefully next week is the first step in that. But I'm going to, since they're repeating the same segments, I'm going to repeat the same jokes. It's only fair, right? I mean, if TNA repeats the same segment and over and over and over, I can't come up with new fucking jokes. But saying you're helping the X Division by getting rid of the title and going for a more important title is like saying you're helping your wife by leaving her for a more beautiful, younger woman. It just doesn't fucking make sense. It happens. There you go. I don't know. I just don't enjoy it. Hopefully, starting next week, the X Division that we all know and love, I am the Great Gatsby of TNA, can come back. And who knows? Who knows? We'll see next week. Obviously, people who read the spoilers know, but I try to avoid spoilers. That's why I try to avoid Impact. And then the match I was looking forward to the most, I was so pumped up. Taryn Terrell fucking fooled us all. We thought she was just a diva. No, you're wrong, sir. She's an amazing wrestler. First, the best female wrestler in North America that's not wrestling for Shimmer. Gail Kim. The best of national television wrestling in America. Gail Kim. I was looking forward to this match. The first match on pay-per-view was amazing. Their second match was pretty good. It was just getting going. And then I kind of wish I read spoilers because I was like, fuck! That was my reaction. The beautiful people, the match was going good. It started to heat up, and then the beautiful people came down and whooped ass and left. And it was kind of, I don't know, just sad. I was looking forward to this match. The crowd was finally heating up. And I don't hate the beautiful people, and I understand why they're doing it. It was just a bit of a letdown for me. Because I was like, oh, Facebook down, Reddit down, Twitter down, focusing. But big fucking screen up, shut the fuck up. The ladies are gonna fucking wrestle. This is gonna be awesome. What the fuck are you doing? That's what you fucking do. That's what you do. You're fucking with my emotions, TNA. But yeah, I enjoyed the match as it was. It is starting a thing. And then you know what, too? In their defense, Taryn Terrell and Gail Kim should probably be on a bigger card. But I thought, big card in New York City would have been good enough. And it keeps the feud alive. It keeps the women's division interesting. And Gail Kim is still champ. So, even though I had some bitches about it, I enjoyed it a lot. And then, bam, my favorite wrestler of all time returns, the great motherfucking Muta. He's at the young age of 920 billion years old. Oh, man, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. He is old, and it breaks my heart that not many fans know who he is. I went to Facebook and Twitter, and I was like, really? People don't know who the fucking great Muta is? I don't know. I normally don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that fucking attacks fans. Trust me, there's enough of those on YouTube. But at the same time, I'm not angry at you, Internet. I'm just very disappointed. Just very disappointed. It was a fun, little quick match. Muta's really old. You have to protect him. Robbie E is a great He's a great talent. I don't want to call him a jobber because it's kind of an insult to what he does. But WWE, same thing with the three-man band and all that, they're kind of, well, jobber's the right term, but they're so good at it. They're so good at it. Robbie E is really good in this role. And I enjoyed the match. Muta wins, and then it leads to James Storm coming down, bad-mouthing the great Muta. And it's so funny because the way he was bad-mouthing him, you just know deep down inside, he's like, this is fucking great. I'm inside the ring with great Muta. Because sometimes you badmouth people and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but this guy's like, and fucking, they say you're the greatest. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Well, it leads to him getting spear spit in his face. He beats the hell out of him. Sonata comes down to make the save, and then Sonata turns on Muta and joins James Storm, which, I don't know. I guess it kind of makes it interesting. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I was like, all right, Sonata's healed. All right, he bows down to James Storm. I don't get it. I don't know. Is Sonata into the rough stuff? They definitely have to explain his storyline a little more. I think they just went for shock value, and I don't know if it worked or didn't. So there you go. I enjoyed the segment. I'd like to see where it goes. And I hope Wrestle 1, because I live in Tokyo, Japan, I hope Wrestle 1 builds on that. I'd love to see a James Storm feud, Sonata come back, and I hope the Wrestle 1 and Impact Wrestling relationship isn't a short one. Because I'd like to see that. And, of course, James Storm versus Muta is going to be absolutely fantastic. Sonata versus Muta would be absolutely fantastic. He is old, but, man, he's the great fucking Muta. There. You know what? People get the mark out. I get the mark out. I hope people that never saw the great Muta enjoyed it. But at the same time, you have to realize he's over 12 billion years old. All right. And the main event, New York City street fight. No. Just stop. Just stop. Listen, if you need a Dixie Carter infomercial, we know that. We know the world we live in. We know that Dixie Carter needs a segment. Just don't let it be the last segment. When the fuck, and it's, I know spoilers, you know spoilers, we all know the spoilers. Can we just fast forward to it? And then all that, but, it's just, fuck, they just pick random fucking people. Like, when your announcers go, I think I know that guy, and no one in the crowd knows who the fuck he is, maybe you shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, literally, this is Taz's reaction. I think I know that guy. Wasn't he Big Zeke? I'm pretty sure that's Big Zeke. Anyone? Hey, can someone help me out? That's what the commentary team was like. And the fans were just like, okay, I don't want to be the guy who says, I don't know who the giant big black guy in the ring is, but really, does anyone know who he is? Anyone? You know who he is? Oh, phew, thank God there's a giant white guy no one knows either. Phew, thank you. Phew, too many racist topics this week. So, phew, yeah, two people, It had King Mo, Rhino. It had EC3 win. Spud got his ass whooped good. It was a fun, entertaining match, but I don't know. I have the honor and privilege of seeing some great hardcore wrestling. So when I go hear these people like, I want to show hardcore wrestling with tables and trash cans, I'm like, really? This is fucking what you want? This is what you do? Please, go fucking Google Big Japan. Do yourself a favor. And then the funny thing is, like, I don't know, like, people will be like, that's way too hardcore! And I'm like, okay, I don't fucking understand hardcore wrestling fans sometimes. But EC3, Rhino, and Rockstar Spud versus Tommy Dreamer and Team 3D. The winners, thanks to 87 fucking run-ins, was EC3, Rhino, and Rockstar Spud. I like the fact that EC3 is being... And a lot of times I get this in the comments. Well, how do you like EC3 but not fucking every other WWE guy? Listen, if you go in and you better yourself and change and do a different gimmick and improve a character and be different, it's different. You know, like EC3 really fucking changed who he was. I'm trying to think. Bully Ray really changed who he was. What the fuck has Rhino done? Look at him. Look at Rhino. He literally hasn't aged. He's the same fucking person. If someone said, hey, there's fucking Rhino in a time machine, I'd be like, yeah, of course, it's fucking Rhino. Fuck. So, yeah, it was what it was, trying to get off into ECW. There, even Dixie Carter tried to throw an ECW insult in. And I was just like, Dixie, come on. Come on. Do you not fucking know what's going on? Overall, I give it a win. I think the main event really hurt the show. I think Option C kind of hurt the show, but some people liked it, so I don't know. Please, in the comments, put win, loss, or tie. Overall, I thought it was a win. Bam. Let's go to some live comments. Andy Paps. I'm going to give Impact a win. Roode MVP put on a decent match. I marked out when Great Muta came out. Thank you, Andy Paps. Oh, fuck you, YouTube. Hold on. This technical difficulty is brought to you by YouTube fucking sends you comments but cuts it off to go so you can go to the fucking video fucking motherfuckers. YouTube. I love you. Please don't fire me. Alright. Here we go. Alright. Let's start over. I marked out when Great Muta came out, and when Low-Key returned, Brooklyn was proudly represented. Hardys versus Wolves next week. Should be amazing. I look forward to that, to be honest with you. And I don't even like the Hardys, but I'm looking forward to that. And the main event was okay. Wasn't a big fan of the beatdown, but it moves the storyline along. I guess, but it's kind of like we know the spoilers. Like, I kind of want to give the spoiler, but at the same time, I don't want to be that dick. But at the same time, I know the spoiler. You know the spoiler. Fucking Boom Boom knows the spoiler. He doesn't even pay attention to TNA. I don't know if it's moving the storyline along. I guess it is. To me, it's just like, come on. TNA had a lot of good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. LOL. That's from Mr. the King. And I agree with that. I think this could be one of the shows every TNA fan in the world's going to be like, I ain't fucking tell ever. Fuck WWE. And WWE fans are like, this is what the fuck you like? It fucking sucked. But meanwhile, wrestling fans who are just looking for good products were like, yeah, that really good stuff, that really bad stuff. Good show to review, not good if you're running TNA. Mr. the King, I give it a very light win only because the stuff I liked overshadowed the bad. Me and Mr. the King are probably on the same page. Mr. the King, a lot of comments. Thank you, Mr. the King. Bram needs to be fired. He is giving the John Cena disease to Magnus. Yeah, I don't understand it. Magnus was on top of the fucking world, absolutely amazing, and he's just fucking garbage. You know, and he's like, and it's so funny because I think he knew, like, I think Magnus can see the future. Hear me out on this. This is going to be a crazy conspiracy theory. Buckle up, come along with me. Rewatch when Eric Young wins the title. Rewatch that Impact. He is fucking burying it, saying, oh, everyone copies, no one's original. Oh, fucking, he is basically burying TNA. Go back and watch it again. He leaves a lot of hints. And that was Copygate when Eric Young won the title from him. So, now he goes to England, and he does this fucking interview with magazine, big website, I forget, and basically bashes the internet for saying he sucks. But here's the thing. I asked everyone on the internet. I took a poll. I called them up, like, dear internet, did anyone say Magnus sucked? No? No? You? What about you? All right. I asked everyone on the internet. No one said Magnus sucked. Everyone said he's the most improved wrestler. Everyone said, wow, Magnus is a good champ. Wow, I can't wait to see where this goes. Blah, 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 blah. Magnus. Okay? But I think he sees the future. He's like, no one's going to like this Bram shit. Everyone's going to shit on it. You know what? I am pretty sure Magnus sees the fucking future. Magnus knows all. Magnus knows all. Go back and watch when Eric Young won the title on Copygate and listen to the commentary. That motherfucker can see the future. Mr. the King says, I must say I was impressed that when Jeff Hardy heard the crowd booing Willow, he came from the heart with a response. I give him props. Yeah, I like that too. I think he wanted to try something. He always wanted to try it, and people just didn't attach to it. I'm not a big Jeff Hardy or Matt Hardy fan, but the last couple of years, maybe the last couple months, I don't want to go the last couple of years, that's crazy talk. Last couple months, they've been kind of winning me over. You know, Matt Hardy's pretty fucking funny, great heel at Ring of Honor. Jeff Hardy's saying the right thing. I don't know. I might have to stop. I never thought this day would come. I might have to retire being a Hardy hater. Thank God we still have John Cena to hate on. But yeah, yeah, I think they did everything right. Senshi or Low-Key was awesome, and Great Muta was pretty cool. Reminds me of Tajiri. Yeah, well, you know, that's like saying Kenta reminds you of CM Punk. Some things came before the other. Even Tajiri will admit that the Muta was the one that came first. I totally agree with Andy Paps now. I totally agree with you, Dave, on opinion C. I guess it means option C. Yeah, it just isn't special. No one gives a shit. We don't want to see Money in the Bank. We want to see what made TNA great. That's the X Division. I can't wait till next week. This is my prediction. I try to stay away from spoilers as much as I can. It's hard because I help run Kocosports. I do a wrestling show every day. I'm online all the time. Yay, shitty health. Woohoo! But with that said, I feel in my heart of hearts, I am going to be completely fucking pumped up next week for Destination X. I'm going to be like, this was the greatest fucking show. TNA's back. TNA's back. Or I'm just going to fucking punch myself in the nuts and cry and complain for fucking 20 minutes. I honestly think, I don't think there's no in-between. Like this show, I honestly think there was an in-between. I think Destination X, my honest opinion, I don't think there's an in-between for me. I think it's going to be one extreme or the other. Mr. the King says, it's funny how they have money to pay for King Mo, but not Christopher Daniels. Yeah, but in TNA's defense, and I'm not one, I love Christopher Daniels, and I'm not one for defending TNA. It's just not a thing. And I love Christopher Daniels, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. King Mo is probably getting paid 99.9% by the Spike TV and those guys, Viacom. They're probably not paying anything for King Mo. And the same thing, a lot of WWE got a lot of heat for Flow Rider. Like, oh, you're going to cut people and keep Flow Rider? I think there's deals where, like, you don't really get paid. You just show up and you advertise and publicity. I don't know how it works, but I'm sure other people are paying for that than TNA. I don't think TNA is paying King Mo. But that's just my opinion. I don't know how the system works. Now, with that said, that's what I imagine is going on. If they are paying King Mo, she's the dumbest fucking whore in the world. But I don't think they're paying for King Mo. I think it's Spike TV. Just dual contract. They overpaid for him for Bellator, and they're like, you know what, we're going to get the best of him. And there's probably pressure from Spike TV. That's my opinion. But if my opinion is wrong, yeah, fuck her. Fuck her right in her dumb asshole. Andy Pipe says, LOL, Team Dixie King. Mo, EC3 Spud, Rhino, Big Z, Gene Snitsky, Wannabe Bullet Club. Yay or nay? I don't know. Maybe they want to be Bullet Club. I thought it was very Bullet Club-ish. But at the same time, you know, all right, I love Prince Devitt more than a straight man should. And I love Bullet Club, but at the same time, like, it ain't really Bullet Club. You don't have Prince Devitt. Fuck you, AJ Styles. With that said, there's no way this even compares to the Bullet Club. That's like comparing me to Jim Rowe. Just stop. Just stop. Some things are not fucking fair. It'd be like comparing me as a writer to Stephen King. You're like, no, you fucking know they're no fucking Bullet Club. Are they trying to copy it? Maybe, but you gotta think maybe it's NWO, maybe it's just a faction. You know, I don't think they're trying to, in my opinion, I don't think they're trying to copy Bullet Club. I just think it's the old, I'm a heel, let me surround myself with 800 fucking people. Because if they're trying to copy Bullet Club, that's the worst fucking copy ever. Alright. Mr. The King says, more WWE rejects, bad idea. I agree. I wouldn't touch these guys with a fucking 10-foot pole. It's just not even fucking worth it. Like, what can you get out of Big Zeke and Gene Snitsky? Really, what the fuck can you get out of them? It's kind of like Doc in a Bullet Club. Just fucking, they're big, that's it. You're like, there was a time in the NBA where, like, you could be drafted if you were 7'6". Like Sean Bradley. There was Sean Bradley, Manute Bol was like, you're tall, get in there. But then eventually you're like, hey, listen, we should stop paying these tall fuckers who can't play. This feels very old school NBA-like. It's like, we got Manute Bol and Sean Bradley. Can't fuck with us. Can't fuck with us, baby. I just don't fucking see it. By the way, off topic. Remember that game Manute Bol hit like all those fucking 3-pointers? That was the greatest day of my life. I don't know why. Oh man, I used to love the NBA. I don't even fucking really keep up with it. Like, I probably keep up more with 90s and 80s NBA than I do today. Like, what? Who's this LeBron James guy? I don't fucking get it. But Manute Bol? Fucking yeah. Fucking Manute Bol. That's what I'm talking about. So they got Manute Bol and Sean Bradley, part of the fucking biggest one at the fucking if. Don't. Let's hope TNA doesn't think that. Mr. The King says, I thought Option D was taking both titles, but guess not. I have not heard any spoilers yet. I'm doing good. Yeah, I've heard a couple spoilers. I heard one major spoiler, and I try to avoid them badly. But like sometimes, you like. I hate the fucking fact that Impact either doesn't fucking delete spoilers or ask questions about spoilers. So like, what do you think the Great Muta's going to do tonight? And then you click on it, and you're like, wow, I wonder. And you're like, oh, the first 17 fucking comments with 9,000 fucking thumbs up. Okay, I'm being sarcastic. Is like word for word what's going to happen tonight. You're like, TNA, why you do this to me? Why you do this to me? Why you do this to me, TNA? Why? I try to avoid them. I try. But I know one major spoiler. The rest I try to ignore. I mean, you could get a big hunch. Like, I have a big hunch who's going to win the Wolves versus Hardy, but I don't know for sure. I got a big hunch who's going to win the main event, but I'm not, positive. I was thinking it's only a 2-hour show. If those two matches happen next week, how many fucking X Division matches are they going to have? I'm disappointed, ain't I? Let's have a moment of silence when the X Division was great. It was so good. So good. Alright. Any more live comments? If not, I'm going to do my plugs and then go. Bam. Bam. Alright. If you guys got any more live comments, hit me up like within 5 seconds. If not, I'll have to get them in the comment section. And also, maybe if it's good enough, we'll do a Stump the Idiot on it. Alright. So, thank you for listening live. Please like, comment, subscribe. The usual YouTube begging. But you know what? That's not far enough, okay? That's what the amateurs at YouTube do. Like, comment, subscribe. That's important. But I'm going to go a step further and beg you to go to my blog, Kocosports.net or Kocosports.com. It's where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and where it's okay to be a passionate fan. And if you like our show so much, and you're like, you know what? I love fat guys who fucking yell about webcams, about fucking pro wrestling. I absolutely love this. I wish I could throw money at you. If you have an extra $24.99, and not during hard times, I hate people like, if you have hard times, get your shit. Prioritize your shit. All right, don't buy our fucking T-shirt before fucking buying food or going to school and shit. But if you got an extra $24.99 laying around, we have a wonderful T-shirt that you can buy at Kocosports.com and be a part of the internet inventory. And to be a part of the internet industry, you just got to be a passionate pro wrestling fan. Not one of those pro wrestling fans that want to be experts. Not one of those pro wrestling fans that fucking want to be inside the business to make fun of other pro wrestling fans. Legit passionate pro wrestling fans. If you're that and have $24.99, you can buy the t-shirt. You can still be part of the internet industry. You don't have to buy the t-shirt. You just like, comment, subscribe. Bam, you're in. You're in. Welcome aboard. Congratulations. All right, let's see. I stalled and comment. Did anyone leave comments? But no. Oh, it hurts. It hurts the ego so bad. Oh, I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, go check out Kocosports.com or Kocosports.net. I will be doing an NXT review show, and we try to do a show every day, sometimes 2 shows, and sometimes they slip through the cracks. So go back and check out some other shows. We just did a Fave 5 show about our hottest-looking divas in WWE, the hottest-looking women in WWE, and no one watched it. So, sometimes they slip through the cracks. We're not big enough to get all our shows to do good. But hey, we'll just keep fighting the good fight. Anyway, go check out our other shows. Like, comment, subscribe, and above all, go to Kocosports.com. With that, I am over.